Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today is time for our bi-monthly look into my past. It's another edition of Golden Oldies, and today, I think this one is from late 2009, early 2010. So by this point, I'd already graduated high school. This is probably end of my school year through the end of the year, because after I graduated, my drawing kind of slowed down a bit. But we're gonna crack into this old boy and see what she's got inside. Wow, aren't these great? Just love old spiral bounds. Just the tops, friends. Alright, there's nothing in the pocket apparently, and I labeled it. First page should be blank. Oh, actually it's not. Wow, first in a long time. This is a character belonging to my roommate. I don't remember what she was used for. She was used in an RP with somebody else, not me, and she asked me to draw them for her, so I did. I don't know anything about her. I don't remember anything about her. I'd have to ask my roommate, but she's not home at the moment, so yeah. Also, what's this arm? This arm is super long. Why do they all have hog bodies? All of these characters, they probably have, like, more realistic compared to what I have now, but it all looks very rectangle, very hog body. Here's a bust of Caesar. This was one of my favorite pieces for a long, long time. I colored it digitally, and it was just like the picture I used as reference for him. This is about the time I decided to give him like sideburns. These look more like mutton chops, but I tried to give him sideburns and really started to solidify what his character looked like. And some of this has remained constant throughout his entire design, but I really liked this bust and how it came out. Some more of Caesar and Lyra, this time with this was the baby that was never supposed to be for these two. These two were never supposed to have children. And if you've watched the live streams I've done this past month, you've heard me talk more about them. But Caesar and Lyra were never supposed to have children. My roommate and RP partner was vehemently against it, but I kept drawing cute art of them with children, so she caved. And this is their first child, Zelos. I think I drew him grown up later on. But they do end up having another child, a daughter, and my roommates and RP partner are still so vehemently against them having children that she wrote it so that Lyra doesn't explicitly remember giving birth to these children. They look and act like a combination of Caesar and Lyra, so they're obviously their children, but Lyra does not remember giving birth to either of them. That's sort of the running joke. This was for a Halloween piece I did. This was a little chibi of my art Sona with dressed as Bella Goth from The Sims. I love The Sims, and the Goth family was one of my favorite families. It was probably the first family I played on The Sims 1, and then on The Sims 2, when they had that sort of plot line going, I really loved that. That was one of my favorite parts of it. So Bella Goth is probably my favorite Sims character that I didn't make, obviously. Okay, here he is. Here's Zelos all grown up. This is definitely not... Again, you're using the space here, friends. Maybe one day. This is definitely not suited to Zelos' personality now. This is him being kind of... I guess I was shooting for suave or something. I don't know. But Zelos is actually a neurotic mess. He's a character who sort of has... I don't know how to describe him. He's a very eccentric character, and the design is relatively similar to what he has now, only I think we lengthened his bangs a bit, but this does not suit his personality now at all. He's very eccentric, very kind of out there sort of personality, and it's just really neat to look back and see the original design for him. I think I know who this is, and I think he played a part in Clara and Orion's story. This was Quinn, I think is what we named him, after Dr. Quinn, because we were writing that, and I was watching it on TV. It's like, let's just call him Quinn. So I think that's who this is, but I'm not 100% certain. If that's who this is, Quinn and Clara date after a whole fiasco, and he's actually really kind of power-hungry and abusive, and he ends up shipping Orion off to, in the story, what we call Tartarus, which is this island where they put criminals, kind of like Australia was. But Orion escapes and literally murders him in the palace, which is a fun running joke that we have that nobody talks about. That time Orion literally murdered a guy in their dining room. This was more Clara Orion stuff. Caesar, being the protective big brother that he is, wasn't super keen on Orion dating Clara at first, but eventually warmed up to the idea, so I don't know if you can see this, but it's Caesar Novak, cockblock extraordinaire. Can I show bad words on YouTube now? I don't know. I'm sorry, YouTube. Sorry for the bad words. This was drawn by Brooke. She drew me a rose. This is too dandy. Love Brooke. I'm so glad I'm finding all this stuff. I'm so glad I have them. I kind of want to take them out of these sketchbooks and put them someplace, you know, more safe. I think this was my ex and I's Artsonas. God, I always say that wrong. Artsona's the vampire story thing. I think I talked about that in previous. But also, this chin could cut a man. Why? What are these chins? It's like a bad yaoi manga. I don't know. Oh, I kind of like it, but I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think I remember. No, that's not what this is. I don't know who this is. I thought I knew who this was, but I don't know who this is. So this is definitely, obviously, very different from what I was doing at the time, and I'm pretty proud of myself for even attempting to go out of my comfort zone at this point. Wish I knew who it was, though. This was a piece I did. This is Lyra, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, versus how I draw Lyra now, I initially drew her very, very girly, which is not Lyra at all. Nowadays, Lyra is actually gender fluid and sort of shifts between presenting male and presenting female. But when we initially started the whole thing, I really ended up presenting her very mostly female, which is incorrect. Also, here we go with these pointy chins. Also, you'll notice that big heads are still a problem that plagues me to this day. So this was a crossover piece. When Leviathan originally started, it was sort of a steampunky-esque story. And I already had a steampunky-esque story with a plucky pirate captain, so I kind of drew slash art of Lyra and one of Jaku's incarnations, which was obviously her steampunky pirate incarnation. I thought I was going to do more with this piece, but I never did. And we actually worked Jaku into Leviathan. In her steampunk form, she helps Orion off of the island that I mentioned earlier. That's actually kind of cute. So this is actually a first draft for a tattoo Brooke has on her chest. We changed up the design because she didn't really want the cross symbol on her, so we changed it up with some different symbols for elements. But she actually has this this Leviathan and this circular thingy on her chest. I designed this tattoo for her and she got it, and it's just so special to me and it's so special to her, and that's how much we love this story that we've created. She literally got a tattoo of it. Like, how many of you guys have tattoos of your OC stories? That's not a call out or anything, I'm just wondering. Some early art of Orion. I don't know, not much else to say really. A lot of busts in this one because of drawing bodies. Who has time for that nonsense? I don't like his nose, like, at all. Oh, more Orion. See? This is around the time we're working on their story, so there's plenty of him, I guess, in here. These faces! This is my, what I call long face period. I probably still suffer from long face. But this is definitely where my faces were very extremely long and shins were very extremely pointy. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. And also, what is anatomy? I don't know. Still don't know. Definitely didn't know then. Maybe my ex's Artsonas again? I think, perhaps. I'm not 100% certain, but it's some cute schmoop. We got that going for us, which is nice. Wow, a blank page. Are you legit? Okay. More Clara and Orion stuff, just weirdly proportionally off and wrong, but the concept is cute. It was always difficult to capture Clara's blindness in sketches like this, because I guess normally if somebody was kissing your hand, you'd be looking down at them as sort of a visual cue, but Clara's blind and wouldn't really know to do that, I guess is what I was going for here. I don't know. But still, cute concept. Might revisit that in the future. I say that in every one of these sketchbook tours, and I never do. So here's some actually early art of Coco. Maybe this, I don't know if I'd drawn her as an anthro prior to this. I think maybe I had. Maybe I had. But this was her look for a while when I had a company, a brand. Let's call that. Well, I branded my stuff under the name Chocolate Sushi Studios. And Coco was sort of my chocolate cow and a kimono mascot sort of for that, but I eventually abandoned that title altogether. I just grew out of it, I guess, and grew out of that weebness that I had and wanting to appropriate Japanese culture for marketing purposes. But yeah, this was what Coco looked like a long, long time ago. Pretty different from what she looks like now, actually. Not entirely, but pretty different. Oh, hey, look, a horizontal piece. This is Caesar being all schmoopy from a sad part in the story where he and Lyra go their separate ways, but because, I don't know, he's naked. Sure, why not? I drew a body, and listen, 9 times out of 10, if I'm drawing somebody without clothes, it's because I liked how the body turned out, and I didn't want to cover it with clothing, so that's what's going on here. That's 9 times out of 10, that's what's going on. Here we have a human version of Non, or what it used to look like. I'm pretty sure I've either dumped that or changed it. Pardon my dogs. And I got some mush on it, obviously, because this is an old sketchbook. Here we have an unfinished piece with a chin to cut glass. I don't know when this chin thing started. I think this is around the time I actually started doing the early phases of doing construction, and I didn't really know how jaws or chins worked. So we have glass cutter jaws here. There is no jaw. It's just chin. The face just becomes chin. I think this was Lyra again. Again, pretty feminine, pretty sultry. Or maybe this was Echo. This might be her character Echo. Because the eye patch. Shit, I don't know. It's one of them. Echo is Lyra's daughter. Again, one of those, we're not really sure. Nobody knows how. Lyra doesn't remember giving birth. But I don't know. I think that's supposed to be her. Perhaps. Look at these chins are killing me. These chins are murdering me. They're just so awful. And that the continued tradition of wasting a whole bunch of space on my sketchbook pages. Oh, boobies. Sorry. I don't have any sticky notes on hand. Wait. Let's see what I got here. Hold on. Here we go. Here's the paper for my sonic toothbrush. This is Lyra. Oh gosh, down there too. What the hell? Anyway, this is supposed to be Lyra being all sultry and naked. Let me don't YouTube, don't demonetize my things. I think this is supposed to be Levi. I honestly think this is some of the early stuff of Levi, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember what was in my last sketchbook. But I think that's who this is. I don't know what he's doing or where. Is he sitting? Is this a leg? Or did they cry? I don't know. I don't know shit, my dude. Some girl. I guess I'm with this smoking phase. I draw a lot of characters smoking for someone who has never smoked in her entire life and has absolutely no plans to. I think this was an art trade. No, this was Christmas stuff. This was an art trade. I every year I would do I would join a Secret Santa, a random one, or one that came up or whatever. And this is, I think the piece for that was their OCs. I know nothing about these OCs anymore. Not a clue who they are, what their story was, so don't ask me. If you happen to recognize these as yours, that'd be freaking crazy. But yeah, this is a piece I did for somebody's, for Secret Santa for someone. This was a Christmas request. I did Christmas requests for a while. Every December I would just open up free requests and stuff, and this was for an RP group I was in, of a Kingdom Hearts fan RP group, and these were all of our characters decorating a Christmas tree, and this was from my friend who wanted that, which I think this is really cute actually. Somebody else's OC, I think it was, oh yeah, this was an Otaku Senshi OC. So yeah, that's that. I remember who this is. I don't know if they still do art or not, but they had a lot of male presenting Senshi OCs, which I thought was really, really cool. But they did it in not the traditional of, oh, he wears a tuxedo, and more of a, yeah, he wears the outfit too kind of way, you know what I mean? Breaking those gender stereotypes. Another request, I think this was somebody's Gaia avatar? It's a really bitchin' design, so I think that's what it is. I think it was somebody's Gaia avatar, which was a big thing. Is that still a thing? Do people still want to draw their Gaia avatars? Gaia Online? Maybe. I have no idea who this is or who they're holding. Oh, no, I know who this is. Okay, I looked down at the bottom and I saw the name. This is my friend Sarah's OC. And I guess this is around the time she had her first baby. So this was her OC and their baby, which is super cute. So, for a while, Caesar was straight, which is the first myth that has since been debunked. He's bisexual now, so this is not as funny. And my friend Nalori had a character who was super into him, but obviously he's like, oh, I don't like dicks. Which, Nalori, if you're watching this, he's into dicks now, if you want to hit me up and do some stuff. So this was her character trying to mac on Caesar, who is not having it. Another request from a friend for Christmas. This is her character Bixidus as a pirate. I really like this. He has some Final Fantasy-esque anime hair now. So that was always really, really fun to draw. Another person, I don't know much about this character. I think they were from the RP group, but I'm not 100% certain. Another one, I think a person and their boyfriend or something, or maybe they're OCs. I don't know. I wish I'd taken more notes or something, but they mostly just got sketches with flat color, I think, for Christmas. So them and the mistletoe. Another free request. Again, know nothing about this character, who they are, what they're from. If you recognize it, that'd be cool. So this are. I'm sorry, hold on a minute, dogs. Okay, sorry about that. Always when I record these, the dogs start barking. So here we have Sin and Nyx in their earliest formats. Nyx is older, and Sin is younger. This was their first incarnation when they were these younger ages. Eventually we made them closer together in age. I think Nyx is still a few months older, but I think we changed the dynamic just a bit. Caesar and his wife Calliope, a little Christmassy themed picture I did of the two of them. I remember really liking the colors, the green. I used like just a limited green and red for obviously Christmas reasons for it, but I remember really liking it. Leviathan, this was supposed to be, for the longest time I've been trying to design a family crest for the royal family in Leviathan, and it's just not happened. I can never choose a design or colors or anything like that, but I still like this. It's kind of simple, and I could probably spruce it up quite a bit more now, but I definitely like it. So this picture haunts me. So this is Levi, and in the story originally, Levi gets this immaculate back tattoo of a Leviathan and a rose, which is probably what that the last picture was for. And it sort of symbolizes his relationship with Maya and all that jazzy jazz. And this was the first time I ever drew it. So this was the back view, and then Photoshop, I went to add the Leviathan and the rose later on to make it all complete. And I've been trying to redraw this picture for years, and I kind of want to do it again. But every time I seem to try, it's not the greatest. Like, for some reason, I choke on this one, and it never comes out how I want it to. So I think maybe I'll get some good reference and try again with this one. So this is where I really started to get into Dia de los Muertos, where I really started to learn about the holiday and about the traditions and stuff behind it. So I did quite a few Sugar Skull pieces during this time, which I still love Dia de los Muertos. It's one of my favorite holidays, and it's so beautiful and so wonderful. I definitely recommend looking into it if you haven't. I mean, it's been highly monetized by the US in recent years. Like, it tends to happen, but it's easily one of my favorite holidays. This was for my ex's birthday. As you can tell, this is the first you've seen of him in a while, because his birthday was in December. I'm pretty sure December or January, I can't remember, but this was just me dropping cake on him, apparently. It'd probably be clearer if I didn't hold it up to the camera, but I'm worried you can't see it down here. I know this is me, but I'm not sure. It's me and a pomegranate, so I'm assuming this is my anime version of Hades, since he's one of my patron gods. So I guess that's what this is. I don't care for this at all. Well, I like this figure, but I don't like how he looks. Sorry. But I do like this. I definitely like the hands. I'll probably use reference for those, as I was not wont to do in the past. So here we have more Leviathan offspring. This is actually Rory and Iris. This is the first time they were conceptualized. I don't know how to think for ponytails, I guess, but Rory is Levi and Maya's son, and Iris is Maya and Piero's daughter. They're half-siblings. They have a very complicated relationship. I have a video all about it, but this is what they first look like, and I'm glad I trashed these designs. They're not great. And down here we have Aether and Erebus, which are Orpheus and Echo's twin boys. They're very mischievous, and they get all sorts of mixed up and some nonsense. And Erebus in particular, which I can't tell you which is which right now. I don't remember how I had it, but Erebus in particular gets really messed up into this Iris Rory triangle here later on. The twin boys again. I don't remember whose hair went what direction, so I couldn't tell you who was who. Oh, this one's not attached. Okay. Put that over here then. This was after the 10th Doctor regenerated. I did a sad piece of me wearing his outfit and his coat, being sad that he was leaving because he's my favorite Doctor. He's my Doctor. Then I did the TARDIS in the background on Photoshop and stuff. So, yeah, that was me being sad about my favorite Doctor leaving. I think this is Lyra in a really weird style. I think I was just feeling things out, trying stuff on as artists are wont to do. A little chibi of Caesar. I don't remember what this was for. I feel like it was for something, but I honestly couldn't tell you what. That's cute though. A cute little baby boy. This was a commission? I think this was genuinely commissioned. He's from an anime, but I don't remember what. This was for a friend of mine, and I don't remember what anime he was from. But she paid for it. I drew it and I colored it in Photoshop. So here's the sketch. And also, that chin. Also, I don't think I was hiding eyeballs. I think this is really what his design is. So if you remember who the hell this character is, definitely let me know. Maya, actually. Oh, this is sweet. Well, sort of. Yeah, Maya, and I guess she's pregnant with Rory at this time. Maybe I was just gonna do something angsty or something. Maybe put somebody here. I don't know, but there she is. I don't know what's going on here, but it's probably not correct. I'd like to think the size of heads I draw has got better, but not perfect. This is a long sketchbook. I don't know who these were supposed to be or what's going on, but these legs are not right. More of Maya. You can see sort of early artwork of her being all angsty, as she's very often when I draw her. Well, when I drew her here, she was often very angsty. I think I tend to make her happier nowadays because I'm lost in a world of alternate universes. Art of Iris, just a little bust of her. I really experimented with like the straight cut for her for a while, but I'm glad I dumped it. Moving on, we have some saucy art of Calliope. I remember not finishing this one, and then finishing it when I got my Cintiq for the first time. So I remember coloring this just to practice on my Cintiq. I have no idea who this is or what they're doing, but here they are. This is Caesar and Lyra as Fran and Mr. Sheffield from The Nanny. I think we talked about this one on the live stream, and I said I was going to redraw it, but just with the roles reversed. Which I still might. That seems like it'd be fun. Oh, I smacked the camera. I have no idea who this is. I think he was going to be Jaku's Wacom Cintiq form. I could tell that from a sleeve, apparently. I don't know. But here's this really weird body going on. Here's another better representation. Zell's pretty much still looks like this. And if you've been watching me work on that big piece I was working on my live streams this month, you could sort of see that he still pretty much looks like this. We haven't changed him much. It's one of those you got him right on the first try kind of pieces. Some early Levi and Maya schmoop. This is obviously not changed any, but I mean, I think I've done this pose like 14,000 times, but it's obviously gotten better than this. Some more Day of the Dead stuff. I don't think this was supposed to be anybody. I think it was just a girl with sugar skull makeup, but like I said, I really got into the holiday and the makeup, and so I did quite a few pieces of that. So, some spicy Levi and Maya. For some reason, I really dig the detail I did on her corset. Like, I guess I just don't go into that sort of detail or that style anymore. But I definitely dig the details I did on that. Everything else is kind of meh for this time period, but I really like that. Eyeballs. Maya. now you can really start to see the Maya stuff hit home, and if you've seen any of my recent sketchbook tours within the past like 2 years of this channel, you know that she's still hot and heavy in the mind. But here she is with some big anime eyes. I don't care for this one that much. Well, wouldn't you know it, it's Maya again. This one was on my DeviantArt. I ended up coloring it. I think the dress was blue, but the pose is really strange. I think I ended up putting her on a banister with her hand just out like this. I don't know why. I don't know. Don't ask questions you won't want the answers to, because I don't know the answers. And I think that is it. Yeah, there were no extras, no stick-ins, no nothing like that in the sketchbook, because like I said, it was post high school, so I didn't have a bunch of like loose leaf scribble papers or anything to sort of stick in here. But if you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can subscribe to see more. You can support me with the links down below, and don't forget to check out my shop. I have a store envy listed in the description below. You can get prints and stickers, and a couple originals are on there too if you'd like. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.